The Black Sheep, Master Builder's Fake Marriage, The Bride's Wanted Matchmaker Series, Book 3. Written by Lucy McConnell. Narrated by Liz Crane. Chapter 1. What's he doing here? I didn't think he'd dare show his face. That's a black sheep for you, always thinking about themselves. Cash did his best to ignore his Diamante cousins clustered together like a bunch of chickens clucking away and establishing a pecking order. Family gatherings hadn't always been like this. There'd been a time when they'd play kickball or snitch treats from the kitchen together. One big clump of kids just happy to have someone who wanted to play instead of sit around and talk like the adults. Growing up kind of sucked like that. The thing was, he'd still play kickball. Any day. But all his old buddies were too concerned about their designer suits and Jimmy Choos or whatever the ladies wore these days. He took a seat on the last row, leaning the chair back against the wall. His worn leather jacket crinkled as he moved. The sound loud in the small lawyer's office. Only an act of God would have made him walk into a room full of self-important Moose Creek elite. He supposed Grandpa's death counted, so he'd laced up his riding boots and ridden over here to see what was in the old man's will. The gossiping continued, as if he couldn't hear every word. Keeping his face neutral was easier when he remembered that it was his father's sins unfairly heaped upon his shoulders that caused them all to look down on him. He had plenty of his own sins to account for, but none that this group could complain about. Now, if Maggie were in the room, that would be a different story. He cut off that train of thought before it could gain steam. There was no sense drowning in the past. What was done, and he couldn't take it back or make it right. Mr. Sam Goodall finally entered the room. Grandpa's lawyer wore a gray suit with a sheen to the fabric that could signal Pluto. His hair was salt and pepper, slicked back and full, especially for a man his age. He walked tall, as if he was proud of himself and his family, all the way back to his great-great-grandparents. Cash envied people like that, the kind that could claim they came from someone. Though Cash's grandfather had been an influential man in Moose Creek.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?